You log into Second Life, ready to splurge a little, and you see a handbag priced at 30,000 Lindens. Do you gasp in horror? Do you clutch your virtual pearls? Or do you casually add it to your shopping cart like it's just another Tuesday? If your reaction is anything like mine, you're probably still stuck on that price tag. But before you start hyperventilating into a pixelated paper bag, let's take a deep breath and dive into the most luxurious shopping experience in Second Life, where exclusivity isn't just a perk, it's the entire brand. A few weeks ago, I made a video ranting about how fatpacks in Second Life are getting out of control. Paying 3,800 Lindens for a fat pack felt absurd, and I didn't hold back in saying so. I argued that creators were locking basic designs behind paywalls, forcing people to spend more just to get a full experience. It felt exploitative. Fast forward to now, and I find myself standing in Charm Boutique, staring at handbags with a 30,000 Lindens price tag. Some went as high as 54,000 Lindens. Yes, you heard me right. Some people in Second Life will spend that kind of money. And I suddenly felt like I had walked into the Metaverse version of Rodeo Drive. I had a moment, a deep, soul-searching moment. Was I about to reconsider my stance on what's too expensive in Second Life? Because next to a 54,000 Lindens handbag, that 3,800 Lindens fat pack was starting to look like the budget aisle at Big W. But there's a huge difference between an overpriced fat pack and a luxury handbag. One feels like an unnecessary upsell. The other is a status symbol. And that's what Charm is selling: exclusivity. At the time of filming, I just happened to walk in 15 minutes before a brand new release, a handbag priced at 5,000 Lindens. Sibylla was still arranging the display, and I got to witness people dropping by one after another, some eager to grab it, others just admiring it, like it was a rare artifact in a digital museum. The moment Sibylla dropped the group notice, it was like watching a luxury drop in real time. People poured in, some ready to flex their Lindens, others just hoping to bask in the opulence. It was like Black Friday at a designer boutique, except no one was fighting over handbags. At least not yet. When you walk into Charm, you're stepping into a world. Before you can even shop, you need a 1,000 Lindens membership card. Yes, you have to pay for the privilege of spending money. That alone tells you what kind of brand this is. It's not for everyone. It's not trying to be. So, in the name of journalistic integrity, I bought the black card and picked up an 800 Lindens handbag, one of the cheapest ones in the store. I posted about it, talked about it with friends, teasing my upcoming story, and the reactions were priceless. 30,000 Lindens? That bag better res in RL and carry my groceries. Do the bags come with a pixel butler to carry them? At that price, I expect it to automatically match my outfit, teleport me to the trendiest Sims, and whisper motivational affirmations in my ear. I better get a pop-up message from my bag saying, "You look fabulous, darling," every time I log in. If I click it, does it summon a private jet to take me to my next shopping spree? But this kind of reaction is coming from people like me, the budget warriors of Second Life, who probably have a similar approach to spending in RL too. For us little people, 30,000 Lindens on a handbag is unfathomable. That's rent money in real-world currency. That's a full-blown shopping spree at a weekend event. That's buying out an entire gacha machine and still having change for coffee. We admire from afar, occasionally window shop, and maybe, just maybe, splurge on an 800 Lindens bag to feel like we belong in the high society of SL, even if just for a moment. For 54K, I expected to fight off lag, boost my FPS, and give me an exclusive, rich and unbothered animation override. Over Christmas, my daughter asked me for Miss Dior perfume. Two things immediately crossed my mind. I was definitely not finding that at Target. My credit card was about to get a workout. And that's it. Charm is Second Life's Miss Dior. It's not meant for everyday shoppers. It's meant for people who actively seek luxury and exclusivity. Just like I wasn't about to waltz into Dior expecting Target prices, I shouldn't expect Charm to price like a weekend shopping event. I can't afford Charm, but that doesn't mean I don't admire what's in the store. The exclusivity, the branding, and the sheer audacity of it all, it's brilliant. Sibylla, the visionary behind Charm and Fendior, isn't just making handbags. She's building a luxury brand in a virtual world. Founded in 2020, Charm was her first step into bringing the exclusivity of brands like Chanel and Dior into Second Life. Charm is all about high-end fashion with an exclusive edge, but in 2024, Sibylla took it a step further by launching Fendior, an even more elite and limited edition brand. Unlike Charm, you do not need a black card to shop at Fendior, making it accessible to those who can afford the price tags without an additional membership fee. According to Sibylla, the idea behind the high prices was never about maximizing profit. If anything, the higher the price, the fewer products you sell. Instead, the goal was to create true exclusivity, giving buyers the ability to stand out distinctly from the crowd. We started with a bag and a dress, followed by more bags, dresses, shoes, and collections. On the other hand, Fendior was born from a different need, to make the product even more exclusive. This means not only a high price, but also limited editions. So it's not just expensive, but there are only a few available. Sibylla revealed that some future releases will be one of a kind, sold through auctions rather than traditional sales. Meanwhile, Charm continues to evolve with new collaborations and innovations, always maintaining its core mission: to make the avatar exclusive and unique. In our conversation, she explained, "The customer who buys a product like this doesn't need it. They want to express who they are through that product. Just like in real life, luxury in Second Life is about taste, status, and identity. That's why Charm's items are limited edition, and why Fendior takes exclusivity even further, as some pieces are nearly impossible to obtain. Owning a Fendior bag is a flex, and people want that. In fact, some handbags have sold for 120,000 Lindens, and customers are happy to pay." This was the part I was most curious about. Who are these people dropping the equivalent of $500 on a virtual handbag? I spoke to some customers, and their answers were fascinating. Quality over quantity. I love zooming in on my Charm bag and seeing the intricate details. It's like having a piece of high fashion in a virtual world. Or at least that's the idea. While exclusivity is a major factor in the price tag, customers see these items as more than just a product. They're purchasing an identity, a statement, and a feeling of belonging to an elite tier of Second Life fashion. The luxury lifestyle. I own designer bags in RL, and I want my SL avatar to reflect that. It's an extension of my real-world style. It's a collectible. Some of these bags are limited to just a few copies. They become rare, and that makes them even more valuable, because they can. For some people, spending $100 in SL is nothing. It's all about perspective. What's expensive to one person is pocket change to another. The fashion-forward shopper. Some people aren't just here for the price tag. They genuinely love the designs, the jewelry, and the bold, nightlife-inspired aesthetics. Charm, brings something fresh to the table that stands out from typical SL fashion. More than just a brand. For many, luxury is about appreciating the artistry. Digital fashion is a form of expression, and the right accessories make a statement. The exclusivity factor. Not everything is made for everyone, and that's exactly what makes it special. Limited releases add to the thrill of owning something rare, making each purchase feel more empowering. The occasional splurger. Some customers don't buy everything, but when they do, they make it count. One shopper admitted to owning 17 charm bags across multiple avatars, picking up pieces when she can as a treat. For her, the quality, textures, and animations make these handbags stand out from anything else in SL. The luxury price skeptic. One shopper admitted that while they enjoy browsing charm, the 30,000 Lindens price tag for a handbag seemed excessive, even more expensive than their luxury villa in Second Life. While they appreciate that luxury is a choice, they admitted they'd only consider such a splurge for a very special occasion. The practical spender. For some, spending 30,000 Lindens on a handbag is unimaginable. One shopper mentioned that the most she's ever spent on a handbag is 2,000 Lindens, and that felt like a splurge. While she personally wouldn't spend more, she recognizes that for those who can afford it, luxury is about choice, not necessity. Just like in RL, where some people drop a fortune on a designer bag, while others shake their heads in disbelief. While they can appreciate that others enjoy luxury, the price tag still feels excessive. But then again, in RL, people spend the price of a new car on a handbag, so is it really that different? The art collector. While this shopper acknowledges that some might be shocked by the price tags, she sees digital fashion as a form of art, making these purchases more about personal enjoyment rather than impressing others. She owns multiple charm bags and jewelry pieces, with her most expensive item being 15,000 Lindens, which she considers well worth it. For her, it's the marketing, symbolism, and limited availability that add to the appeal, making each item feel empowering to wear. She summed it up perfectly. Luxury isn't made for everyone, and that's what makes it special. Recently, I was talking to my daughter about someone in Australia who reportedly won $100 million in the lottery. She was struggling to fathom that kind of wealth and wondering what she'd do with it. Sure, we all have dreams, traveling, buying houses and cars, donating to charity. But we also hear stories about lottery winners who end up worse off than before. It reminded me of something I was taught growing up. If you can't manage $100, you won't manage $1,000. This conversation made me think about how people perceive luxury. Some see it as obscene spending, while others view it as aspirational. And this isn't just about real life. It translates to Second Life too. The other night, after a long day, I was mindlessly cleaning my inventory while half watching Dynasty on Netflix. Now, I'm old enough to remember the original series from the 80s, when shows like Dallas and Santa Barbara dominated living rooms. Back then, everyone watched the same thing, partly because we only had one TV. At first, I wasn't keen on the Dynasty reboot, but now I'm binge-watching. Not just for the fun drama, but because Elizabeth Gillies is a queen, and Rafael de la Fuente's fashion sense is immaculate. But one thing that struck me was how casually they throw money around, writing million-dollar checks like their grocery lists, dropping $5 million on a whim. For the average person making $50,000 a year, this level of spending is impossible to comprehend. And this is where the virtual luxury debate comes in. For those of us with a Second Life budget, spending 30,000 Lindens on a handbag seems outrageous. But for someone who views SL as an extension of their real-world status, dropping Linden dollars on high-end brands is no different than preferring Gucci over Target. People love to criticize luxury in Second Life, but we all know that one person in SL who thinks they're it. They live in the penthouse, wear exclusive brands, and would never be caught dead in a freebie. Luxury in Second Life is just a reflection of real life. That said, there's still a huge difference between a luxury boutique and a fatpack scam. Charm was created as a high-end brand from day one. This isn't Target trying to rebrand itself as Chanel. That's why I still disapprove of fatpacks that lock designs behind inflated prices. But I fully support seeing true luxury boutiques thrive in Second Life. In RL, no one questions the existence of Gucci, Dior, or Chanel. We accept that some people will spend $5,000 on a handbag while others think it's insanity. But when the same concept exists in Second Life, people roll their eyes. Why? Maybe it's because Second Life is still seen as just a game to some people. Maybe it's because virtual goods aren't tangible, so they feel like they shouldn't have real-world pricing. Or maybe it's just that some people don't like seeing wealth disparity in a virtual space. But the reality is, luxury exists everywhere, even in digital worlds. In May 2021, during the Gucci Garden experience on the gaming platform Roblox, a virtual version of the Gucci Dionysus bag with B was initially sold for approximately $6. Due to its limited availability, the bag's resale value soared, with one user purchasing it for 350,000 Robux, roughly equivalent to $4,115. Interestingly, this amount exceeded the retail price of the physical handbag, which was about $3,400 at the time. Note that this virtual bag isn't an NFT and holds no value or transferability outside of the Roblox platform. Nike has actively explored the virtual goods market. In April 2022, after acquiring the digital fashion company RTFKT, Nike released the Dunk Genesis Crypto Kicks collection, comprising over 20,000 NFT sneakers. Notably, a design by artist Takashi Murakami from this collection sold for $134,000. These examples show just how much people are willing to splash out on virtual fashion, proving that luxury brands and digital worlds are blending more than ever. Another notable name is Unorthodox, a luxury hair store where hairstyles sell for over 1,000 Lindens each. Although not as expensive as Charm, it's the only store I could think of that somewhat follows the same exclusivity-driven model. What makes Unorthodox high-end is the barriers to entry, as you can't just buy the hair outright. You first need to purchase the scalp base for 999 Lindens, making it a bit like Charm's Black Card membership model. It's the only store that focuses exclusively on ethnic hair and doesn't try to sell you upmarket groceries at the same time. Unorthodox also offers an elite VIP group for 8,888 Lindens, which grants perks such as 40% to 99% discount on all releases, excluding guest collaborations, access to an elite VIP house, special group-only gifts, unorthodox stock, which, full disclosure, I have no idea how you invest in stocks in Second Life. While Charm focuses on high fashion, Unorthodox is bringing a similar exclusivity-driven model to high-end virtual fashion, but at a more accessible price point compared to Charm. Exclusivity doesn't have to come with a hefty price tag. In fact, I'd love to see more exclusive items available at various price points. Yasum set a great example at the February 2025 round of C88 by offering a limited edition version of her latest release, with only 50 copies available. the item sold out quickly, proving that true exclusivity can be about limited supply rather than just high prices. I think that's brilliant, knowing that only a handful of people will be wearing something no one else can get their hands on. And honestly, that's part of the appeal of my charm bag too. This kind of exclusivity brings value beyond just price. It's about owning something unique, whether it's a 50,000 Lindens bag or a rare 1,000 Lindens jacket. The thrill is in the limited nature of the item, not necessarily how much it costs. Unlike fatpacks that lock designs behind paywalls, these luxury items aren't about forcing purchases. They're offering something truly exclusive for those who want it. Walking into Charm, I realized luxury isn't about logic, it's about emotion. I still think overpriced fatpacks are frustrating, but I don't think luxury is. No one needs a 120,000 Lindens handbag, just like no one needs a Chanel bag in RL. But for those who can afford it, it's a statement, a status symbol, an experience. And honestly, I respect that. So no, I won't be dropping 30,000 Lindens on a handbag anytime soon since my Second Life budget can't handle it. Just like my RL wallet isn't exactly screaming, treat yourself to Gucci today. But if I had the means, RL or SL, you bet I'd be indulging. And if I see someone flaunting a Fendior bag, I won't be side-eyeing them. I'll be taking notes. Speaking of indulgence, Tunder, darling, if you're watching this, let's just say a 9,000 Lindens necklace or some matching watches would make the perfect 3-year anniversary gift. Don't worry, love. You've got a few months to work some overtime. No pressure. But, just saying. Kidding, of course. Before you teleport over, here's your friendly PSA. The link to the store is in the description, but heads up, this is an adult region. Expect a mix of high fashion lovers, collectors, and, well, let's just say, some very unique personalities. But hey, this is Second Life, where expect the unexpected is practically the motto. That said, it's still not nearly as wild as a trip to Velour Mall, where half the population is standing around naked or half-dressed, despite it being a moderated sim. Or visiting Truth Hair, only to be hit with unsolicited pickup lines from men who somehow think a female hair store is the perfect dating spot. Sir, I'm just here for a new hairstyle, not a life partner. At Charm, though, I stepped on a lot of toes, literally and figuratively, while asking questions. And while some people were happy to chat, others politely declined, and a few just ignored me. But not a single person was rude. Everyone was surprisingly welcoming, accommodating, and maybe just a little too busy, admiring their new luxury purchases to be bothered. If you're easily surprised, just know that exclusivity isn't the only thing that makes this place stand out. So, let's talk. Are you clutching your pearls at the idea of dropping 30,000 Lindens on a handbag, or are you already planning your next Charm or Fendior purchase? Do you think luxury in Second Life is just as valid as in real life, or is the idea of paying premium prices for pixel couture still wild to you? And for those of you who already shop at Charm and Fendior, what is it about these brands that keep you coming back? Spill the tea. I want to hear it all. And that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this deep dive into luxury in Second Life, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Because let's be honest, we all love a little extravagance and indulgence. This is Priska Newell, signing off, reminding you that whether you're rocking a 30k handbag or a freebie from the marketplace, confidence is always in style. See you next time.